Welcome to the Soft Vikings, a quest for meaning, purpose, love and loyalty. I'm John, the lost son.
I'm Eric, the tyrannical father.
Yep.
Our intro is like we're adding thing. It's more like this L, B, Q, T, the alphabet people who just keep adding.
You think?
No, it was first. It was like
slowly. You add them slowly.
Yeah, because now it was like integrated love and loyalty.
Yeah. I'm getting more used to.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like we now have to need to get one more thing.
Yeah, you can always add one more.
Yeah, growing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is good.
We were talking today about a little closer look to how the first challenge really have landed, or
indeed. It's been the first challenge has been completed.
In a way. And how is your theory holding up that 6 weeks is enough to make a habit?
I would love it if it was my theory.
Yeah.
But the theory, it stands. I mean, it's been, I think it's like week 8 or something now. Yeah. And I haven't thought about not doing it.
No. And you've been super consistent. So you had you had one off day, I think, because
one day I was sick.
Yes, yeah.
And then some days I've been
overslept
or something.
Yes. But you didn't have control over your alarm bell.
Been exhausted.
It's a little humiliating to not manage.
You could say that.
I cannot say it. I just said it.
Yeah. I said you could.
Yeah.
No, that's. But when it comes to the habit forming part, it's not something I like consider should I go or not tomorrow.
No. It's
when I go to bed or whatever, it's not.
No, I go tomorrow, but then
it is not. It's not even. I go. It's just that's what's happening in the morning.
I'm really, I think. We're doing it 5 times a week. Just as you know, we're training 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
You have to show up 6 o'clock, ready to roll, and there it's been some adjustment also. You have improved there also, because in the beginning you were like 5 past, 10 past. This week you've been pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Because the tyrant had this theory: if you're able to show up 5 past 6, then you're also able to show up 5 to 6.
Yeah, most of the time you should.
No, but because
you can always say that, but say you have to take the bus and it goes
that,
and it's like that.
We're not in that situation here.
So
you're not a bus guy; you have a car.
But I agree. You could. It's.
The point is
that's like the time issue with anything like appointments.
But the point,
you could always show up a little earlier.
No, but it goes back to, because if you want to show up in the gym sharp,
yes,
then you have to eliminate all the reasons for delays, which is called planning. That means you have to pack your bag the day before.
Totally.
And you have everything to be prepped, so it just go bam, 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 and then you are in control of it. And then the only reason not to show up sharp is that something happened that was completely out of your control.
Yeah, of course, that can happen.
But
if it's happening every day, it's not that.
No, because then you have to adjust to that.
Then it's planning.
Yeah, because then you say, okay, I should drive there in 10 minutes, and it takes 15.
Yeah,
and you plan as if it takes 10 minutes all the time. Okay, then you're stupid. So, but I
agree on that one.
From my perspective, on the big picture, I'm super impressed.
But you were going to the negative details immediately.
I'm
super happy about it. But those 5 minutes.
Come on.
Really?
I have to play my role. Come on, I cannot.
So we
say soft Vikings, but it's still the Vikings in the title, okay? I don't know if you emphasize the soft side.
It's I wouldn't expect anything else, but this is very typical. Though. It's like Like the app is very happy with me.
Yeah,
The workout app is great work.
Yeah. But that's tries to maybe they do the right thing. No, but I think the deeper thing here is that I want you so much to to be on time, and when you're a little late, it stirs up like old patterns.
Yeah,
Of disappointment, or does he come? Does he show up? And it's like,
sure. I can see it. It kind of triggers your own your own traumas about time, being on time, right?
Yeah, and also the old pattern, because we have a pattern that you haven't showed up. And
Well, that's I mean in the way that I have that pattern. I mean,
I understand.
It's
but there is a pattern.
rich from you, right? When
It's
you
a
used
pattern.
to be
It's a pattern between us.
always late.
Yeah, I won't place it on you, but it's like a pattern that
Because in
that
my
are triggered.
Yeah, you get triggered by people getting late.
So
I see that.
that's why I'm asking you to come, because then I can relax.
And that's the interesting.
So it's for me, not for you.
Indeed it is, because, and this is in life too, right? An event that happens. Say, for example, if you came 5 minutes late, I wouldn't get upset. I wouldn't think about it. I'd be okay, that happened.
Yes.
Or some situations in life, someone being late can be a positive thing, because maybe you were late too. Or something.
But
So this being on time, being on late depends greatly on what happens, right?
No, you're this postmodern guy. Everything is
but
relative. Come on, there is
sometimes it is.
It's a value to show up on time.
The point is that
If you have an agreement,
I agree, and
also if you have an agreement with yourself.
And I agree on that too. But the irony is that in your lifetime you have been
I've been fucked
so much late
that
you get triggered by other people getting late.
It's like all this that are just found their new religions or stopped smoking or whatever. They
that's
are
exactly
like more holy than the Pope.
It's like, stay away. I know the way.
Yes.
Stop drinking.
Yes.
Put down the bottle, sir.
Yes.
The devil's water.
Yes.
In a way it is like that.
I mean, it's painful for me to look back on a lot of things, but it happened, and I try to learn from it and grow. So I misused a lot of people's time because I thought I had the possibility, or I don't know how conscious I was around it, but
probably not very conscious, maybe.
No, but in the back of your head, I knew in a way that I could get away with it.
Yeah.
The people needed me, or I had something that
well, it's like
some leverage that I could in social context.
Yeah,
or
what is it? What's gonna the young little son do? But wait.
No.
So
but
of course you can get away with it.
Yeah. But yes, then I have leverage. Yes.
Yeah, of course you have leverage, yes. But it's not because in the end or after a while. You did realize, and you changed it, right?
But we're talking revenge here. We're talking
revenge. Well, when you bring up me being so late,
we're talking revenge.
Being on time.
Oh fuck. But because a lot of Viking stuff is about also that sons rebels against their fathers, and if they're too tyrannical, they can raise. And
sure, that's the risk.
Yeah, raise power and take him down.
Mm-hmm. That's always a danger.
Yes,
and it's like but that's like every generation as well. Yes. It's a turning point somewhere where
you have a lot of literature in Norway from Those that don't know Norway, it's we are scattered. We are like living huge space, few people, lot of geography, lot of fjords, mountains,
lot of isolation,
rivers, lot of isolations. So there they live. They live on this farm, And this tyrannical father never gives up, and the son is never given room to do anything, and he's criticized and criticized and criticized, and then, boom, a day, he kills his father.
Yeah.
That story is, and then it's how he'd have to deal with it. That's many books written about that. You have this Olav Duun. This is very special. You read him? Medmenneske?
Maybe. It doesn't ring a bell.
No, okay.
I might have.
So that's the downside, being a tyrannical father, that suddenly you're taken out. I hope that will not happen between me and you.
Me too. I don't think it's a pleasant thing for anyone involved.
No, it's a failure.
Yeah, it is a failure.
Yeah.
I would say so. To like.
So back to the challenge that you have delivered on. 6 weeks is now 8 weeks. You show up and you like it. And
yeah.
How has it worked with your overall situation, perspective on life, mental situation, energy level?
It's I think it's been very positive in many ways. Well, get some more energy, but spend more energy. So I get tired in the evening, very tired.
But isn't that nice?
Some days when we go a little hard, I get exhausted, and that's nice too.
Yes.
But since we do like this 5 days in a row, there's not much time to recuperate,
to restitute.
Yeah. So that's a little, it's a little rough. And then when the weekend comes, I'm so happy that I'm not going to work out on Saturday. So I usually do stupid things on Friday, so I don't get any sleep. So much sleep. So it's like Sunday is the resting day.
So you still have some improvement potential here. But
I think what was the thing? 80-20.
Yes.
You should have 80% of your nights you should sleep well.
Yes.
So you can do silly things. On
yeah,
the 20%
I mean you're
rest.
still
you gotta have some fun too.
In your primes, so
I can handle a little lack of sleep, but
for me, I'm more vulnerable when it comes to that.
It costs more.
Yeah. So I calculate differently than I did.
Yeah, then maybe you have to scale it down to. You can do it once a month, every second month, or something like that, right? Not every weekend or every other weekend.
No, and that's the interesting thing, to in a way inhabit your age, and because that's also a modern thing that everybody tries to be young all the time. Fuck you.
Good luck too.
Be old and wise and smart.
Yeah, that's ideal is gone in many ways. To cherish the old. And it's strange.
Yeah. This modern thing. Everybody should try to get younger and younger and live longer and longer.
And let's listen to the kids when it comes to complex problems.
Yes,
which is
let them solve
worst
let
idea
them solve
ever.
them. Yes,
but no chocolate, Johnny.
No.
But can you solve this climate crisis,
yes,
please? We need help.
Yeah.
But you gotta brush your teeth, go to bed.
Yeah.
You don't know.
That's the same with this, but that's the complex area, and we have to dig into that because it's so much to reflect on. But before we leave this,
the workout thing.
Yeah,
I didn't finish recapping. I guess so energy is. I'm very happy about it. I only socially smoke sometimes.
Yes,
so I basically quit smoking. Yeah,
that's a great benefit.
And I guess that just comes more easily if you work out. You don't feel for it. No, you don't. Well, it's not that it's not pleasant, but the price of I would get much more tired in the morning. I need my energy.
Yeah. You think differently.
Yeah, it's a different perspective.
And
for
also,
sure.
that's at least my experience when you do it in the morning, first thing in the morning. After, and especially since we also take a sauna and
Yes.
cold showers,
Yes.
you feel in a way a little pure. You're purified.
Yes.
It's like a ritual.
Yeah, you don't want
And you don't want
spoil
to,
it.
no,
soil.
it's enough with the coffee and get high on that. And you don't, and then the cigarettes is like not.
It's overkill in many ways.
Yeah.
You get too much.
Yeah, because you're high already.
You already have a high.
Yeah. So, but the way we train, just to give that as framing, when you train every day and you need restitution, you have to, do different things. So we try to mix, strength training and stability, stretch training, and cardio. So on Mondays we do strength training, upper body, and we train like semi-max with a lot of reps.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard if you max out.
Yeah,
too many
that's
days.
a difference. Yeah.
I mean, then you need to sleep.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we go like hard for an hour and try to push. But the role here is being that I have tried to share my experience, and we train together, and that's been a blessing in a way, because it's like being a second chance to be a father in a way, and meaning that you teach what you know.
And I would like to touch on that, which is it's a super important subject. It's how men and fathers show affection and love is through guiding, teaching, showing.
Yes, and spending time with.
Yeah, well, that's kind of required to do those things.
Yeah.
But the way men and fathers and husbands or boyfriends, whatever it is, right? How men show affection and love is through helping, explaining, showing, teaching, all these things. And they got, and in the modern feminist way to shit on that is saying that's mansplaining.
Yes.
Don't mansplain, which
Come on.
and the tragedy is there that if you translate that, it means don't respect and love me, because that's how men do it.
Yeah.
So you kind of shut down the whole
the
avenue.
manly dialogue, the manly way of showing
talking.
love.
Yeah, it's me helping you out.
Yes.
I'm using my resources, my time, my attention to help you, to teach you.
In a way, men are showing love a lot around showing strength and showing ability.
Yes, indeed.
And the women is also, but is it to nourishing and also take care of things when it's vulnerable and not strong. So
it's a different way of showing.
Yeah, and
completely.
you need both.
Of course, you need both.
But to shut down the masculine thing, I think we're going to pay for that in the years to come. Heavenly. I think the young people already pay for it and suffering.
Of course,
for
if you don't have it, and then you don't have if you purely lack the male way of respect and love, you don't have anyone guiding you, showing you.
And of course, we're still father and son and will always be that. But and also when it comes to this training, because I've been practicing for a long time, so I have something to offer. Mm-hmm. And I am tried, or you have to comment on that, to do it differently than I've used to do. It just like push out and come on and be harsh. Because from my heart, I really want you to establish this routine, because I know it's good for you. Mm-hmm. So I tried to be firm but gentle. I don't know if I managed that, but
I think that's been pretty. I mean, I haven't been like, oh, I can't take this no more.
No, it's not.
But it's been pushing enough, and that's the. The
Not been like
spot,
metal
right?
jacket type of drill.
No, you gotta hit that sweet spot, so
Yes.
where you get pushed a little beyond,
Yes.
but not all the time. So you.
But the interesting thing, because we have taken it with patient and slowly, so it's like Monday, upper body, strength training, Tuesday, leg day. That's the hard day, because the legs are huge muscles, so you have to lift a lot of weights.
Yeah, it's that sledge thing.
Yeah.
That's a
Pushing the sleds are killing
emptying the
us.
machine.
Yeah, that's a killing machine. Because that's a combo of strength and endurance.
yes,
And
indeed.
you get
indeed.
a lot of
Lactic acid.
lactic acid, and you work anaerobic
Yeah,
with
then-
pain.
With pain, it's not pleasant.
Yeah. And in the beginning you were like there, but now the last times you really been pushing it,
Yeah.
like really, go for it. And that's been a amazing change. Because in the beginning weeks, I didn't push you and you did it. But now it's like, go.
Yeah. You got to get into it.
Yes.
I think a lot of if you have expectations and push too hard too soon,
But then you have
give up.
had this reaction for
So
the
easy
leg
to
day
give
because that is taking out so much the sled. So then on the Wednesday you have overslept a cover
Yeah,
a
I'm
couple of
so
times.
tired.
Yes.
I'm so tired. Exhausted.
Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
It just needs to be done enough times.
And on the Wednesday we have core hell, as we call it.
Yeah.
That's 45 minutes, 15-second pause, 45-second hard work.
Yeah, that's
With-
a rough one.
That's a rough one. So that's a combo. Strength, core, balance, and cardio.
Indeed.
And on Thursday, we have a pure cardio day with long warm-up,
Just do some
zone 2,
cardio.
and then a tough interval at the end. But you haven't really run into that yet.
No, I've been running actually a couple
Yes.
of times.
Yes.
Getting much better.
Yes.
But if I
But you haven't pushed
I-
there no, yet.
have done it a couple of times.
Yeah, you have?
actually.
Okay.
Yeah. When I did just the whole
Yes.
the interval training with
Yes.
the group.
Yes. Because I think
can
that's
adjust there.
a nice door to open, to be able to push on the cardio, like 20 minutes a week.
Super good.
Yeah, because it's to build a pyramid, you need a solid ground. That's like zone 2 type of training, not too high pulse, but keep going for a while.
You need to
At
get
least
the pulse
an
going.
hour. So that's the only thing that misses. That I want to chip in for you in Saturdays or Sundays, like a slow long run or something endurance, but like not hard.
Yeah, just keep it going.
Yes.
No,
And
that was a-
Friday is the technical day with ring training,
Yeah.
which is complicated because there is then you have to put everything together.
Yes.
And it doesn't help to have strong muscles if something in the chain are weak. You're exposed and don't manage to do it.
It's like gymnastics
Yes,
almost.
yes.
Yeah.
So now you're almost doing all the exercises. Yeah, you do all them. You do
Yeah.
them all now, but
Yeah.
you don't have the endurance in a couple of them. You manage like one
Yeah.
on 5 reps typically.
Yeah.
That's been very interesting to see that rapid improvement.
Yeah.
Because it also, you have to activate the muscles so they remember and put it
It's
together.
like coordination and activation and balance. And
But the
strength.
ring day is not like high sweat day. It's like more,
No, it's not.
But it's hard.
It's not the but yeah, it's like max
yes.
max strength in a way.
And then now, because it's starting to get dark and cold, we do the floating sauna on Fridays.
Which is a very nice ritual.
Yes.
get in the sauna with the guys.
Yes, because we have in Oslo, we have these floating saunas. Oslo is by the sea, so we we go there, and it's wood-fired saunas, and it's cold water because it's a fleet on the sea.
Yeah, it's getting colder.
Yeah, now it's starting to get colder.
Ocean, yeah.
Yes. And the ideal thing there is to do 20 minutes, and the sauna in Celsius there is almost 90. What is that in Fahrenheit?
I don't remember. It's
100.
it's hard
Yeah,
to say.
yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Hot.
Hot. So I try to, do 20 minutes in the sauna and then 5 minutes in the water,
Yeah.
3 times.
That's pretty good. Haven't done 5 minutes.
But you
in
can
the
scale
water.
it up and down. You can, because
Well,
the
the
sauna-
important part is to get
Yes.
the high and lows in temperature.
Yeah, but if you do 20 minutes in 90 degrees, it's pretty dry.
Yeah.
There's always some jerks that want to throw a lot of water on the stones, but they go out 2 minutes after they've done it,
Can you just sit lower?
and they sit low. Yeah.
Just sit lower.
And then if you do 5 minutes, the trick with doing 5 minutes in the water, it's like the Wim Hof trick.
To cheat.
Not to cheat, but the trick is to you
It
can
is.
just keep the same position, so you have
Yeah,
to hold yourself.
That's cheating.
Yeah, it's not cheating. You're
Because
out
if
there.
you were swimming out there,
It's
you will
colder.
get super cold.
Yeah, it's colder.
So you lose body heat
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
But of course, survive in water. You
but
curl up.
if you are in a fixed position, there you will get some protection from the body heat, so it
Sure.
will
If
warm
you-
out.
If you clinch
I don't
together,
do that.
you don't expose
I
too
have
much.
opened that,
Yeah.
but then it's a breathing exercise.
Super
to do.
healthy, super.
But after this 5 minutes in cold water, when you go in, that's interesting because then you're really high. Then it's like, wow.
you do get high. They
Yeah.
even say it on the sign there that
Yeah. Be cautious.
remember your shit because you get high.
Yeah.
People been just walking out there.
Yes.
So if you've never done it,
Yeah.
you're like. So there's a lot of like indirect drug use here.
Yeah.
In
It's
many ways.
activating the body chemicals through pain, and you start loving the pain.
Yeah, or the effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also to be in it in a way, it's interesting because you don't manage to be out in it without having another place inside yourself that you can stand on. Because if you're
Sure. You get used
just
to it.
identify with the pain, you can't hold it, you can't manage. So you have to, in a way, observe the pain. And that's deeply spiritual because then you are like logging into
Yeah.
totally different mindsets.
Yeah, I agree, and it's maybe it's working on the most important skill in life or the attributes.
Yes.
And that's resilience. Maybe it's the best word, like willpower and not to give up,
Yes.
because that's the lesson I'm getting more and more in life. It's rarely the best equipped people that do the thing really good or well. It's just the people that never give up.
Endurance is like,
Yeah, it's insane.
yeah,
So-
you have it in all the old stories, the rabbit and and the turtle story.
There's a lot of fables, and
Yes.
but it is kind of true because it's so easy to look at the wrong things, and maybe your goals aren't met, or you have silly goals, or just take the podcasting thing. It's like if you start to look at why haven't I become a millionaire celebrity after giving out 5 podcasts, and that's your expectation,
Then you're doomed.
Your resilience is not going to be there at all.
I remember when I was in management in in the DNB, the largest Norwegian bank back in the days. Me and my colleague and a friend, we were like trying to. That's where the banking had a different lending policy. It was much more based on case to case and not like systematically risk rewarding. Because okay, if you have the 10 best actors in one segment, like one industry, it doesn't help if your accumulated portfolio is like 60% on one industry. It doesn't help to pick the 10 best, because if that industry goes down, everybody goes down. But never mind. So we were trying to summarizing if there's some characteristics with personal driven companies who succeed and who fails.
Okay.
And we tried to do it pretty, with running the numbers and getting the data in. And it was very clear. Endurance.
Yeah.
Like number one.
That's it.
Yeah.
Not
It's not the guy with the most brilliant idea, because there's a lot of brilliant business idea that has failed.
That shouldn't have.
And we saw some guys with actually very ordinary business ideas, and like he did like
mediocre shit.
But that fucker didn't give up, and he just managed,
keep at it.
Yeah, to build up. So that's super important.
And that's it's
actually it's the only thing you have. It's to not to give up. And to keep going.
There's a virtue, but there's a small. You got to say it's a small element of you got to pick the right, some way how the right place to put all.
Yeah,
this
because
energy.
if you're knocking your head to a concrete wall, maybe you should stop with that.
Exactly, that's a good example. You can be super persistent, but
yes.
The only thing you're gonna end up is breaking your skull.
Yeah,
faster. And somehow that's but in those that's very niche cases, because most things you aren't that dumb that you're knocking your head against the wall. You're actually doing something.
Yeah.
So if it's slightly positive and productive, the perseverance is the driver for sure. And I think that's what I'm learning a lot from you, from this physical challenge. Is that the hard part is not coming in or doing the exercises. It's the hard part is showing up and doing the reps when it starts to be very uncomfortable.
Yes.
When you start to wanting to give up, that's when you have to. And that's where the benefit comes too, from working out.
Yeah.
It's those two last
last reps or two last,
whatever.
And you have it. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah,
that it's not a physical issue; it's a mental issue.
Very much so. It's in our brains, and that's how we are constructed from nature. Is that the brain has when it senses you've been spending a lot of energy, it sends signals that stop. It's a protection thing. If you could always go to 100%, people would fall over and die on the gym every day from exhaustion.
Yeah. There's
good
reason for it.
There's good reasons. But you can push that limit. And that's where the physical perseverance comes in. It shows up.
Because then the body thinks, what the fuck this guy is doing? I have to step up.
There is no tiger.
There is no reason
There's no reason I'm running here.
No.
And that's the point.
Yes.
If it actually was a danger,
yes,
you would run. You wouldn't have the thought of giving up.
No.
And this is why
we have to construct it.
Thing. Yeah. That's the surreal thing in the gym.
Yes.
You are doing the flight response, basically.
Yes.
But you're not running away from anything.
No, but it's not right, because we humans are working animals.
Yeah.
So it's also because a lot of this is like, you can come into a work mode. Like that goes for like if you do long-term endurance, you're not on the limit. You cannot be, because then
but that's a different way.
yeah. But then it's like you tap
slow.
into you.
That's more the hunt.
Yes.
In humans,
Yes.
then you're hunting.
Yes. So you're not
Fleeing.
Not fleeing.
But max is fleeing. If you do max pulse, max.
Yeah,
something.
or it's go for the kill. You're so close to the animal. It's like, okay, no, I can
You could maybe say that, but
throw
most of
my
the
last resources in.
I think if you look how humans hunted for most of the history, it's been long distance running to exhaust the animal.
Yeah, or smart it out.
Yeah, but usually just
Traps or
make them exhausted.
Yeah, or trap them, or
That's why the humans are superior at long distance running,
yes.
especially in hot climates.
I heard a theory because if you look at male, female, and compare them in different sports,
Yeah,
the difference are at its smallest in long-term running or marathon, for instance.
yeah.
I think the female
Long
world
distance.
record now, I think it was in where did they run now? Where they did run so fast? I don't know if it was Boston or I don't remember. But the world record for females are 2:11
Okay.
something, and there was
2
a
hours.
new 2 hours 11 minutes, and a new world record for males. It was 2 hours and 2 hours and 30 seconds. So it's like only 11 minutes
Not a
between.
big difference.
And why is the gap at its closest when it comes to endurance? And then the theory is that when you were hunting and gatherers, sometimes if you really had to run long after the animal, it was not possible to carry the animal back to the starting point. So also the women's had to, come and run after. So the whole camp situation was moved much closer to the kill.
Makes sense. You moved everything.
Yeah. So they had to also develop the endurance.
Yeah.
Interesting.
sense.
Yeah. We love
Yeah.
theories.
No, yeah, you could say we love theories. It's or else it would be very hard. If it's the difference there would be too big.
Yes.
Makes sense.
But
Makes
for me,
sense.
it's like this endurance thing, when you come into and are in shape, it's such a, actually a spiritual experience when you can just go and go and go. I have experienced that in skiing, that you can just push
There's a
and
lot of-
push, and there is resources, and you can go and you can go. It's
Yeah.
I understand this. No, I've been there myself, but this endurance high is like, so that's something everybody should experience,
Yeah.
because it's like tapping into your core.
Indeed.
Yes.
It's,
So maybe we will get you there also to be
yeah.
long
That's
distance.
That's a long distance. That's
That's the next
another
challenge.
level. We'll see. That's
But we will also try.
Hard.
Wanted to talk a little today about this father and son
Yes.
type of relation. We had some reflection on that.
indeed. I guess the premise was that since we are doomed or so fortunate to have this modern setup of you're lucky if you have a nuclear family. It's meaning if you have a mother and
In the
father
West.
in the same house.
In the West.
Yeah, now then that's well done.
Yes.
But it wasn't many generations back before you had the whole family or the tribe, right? You had 3 generations, at least.
At least.
Yeah, at least, exactly. And we have lost so much of how humans used to live in the modern context.
Live and learn.
We don't even know, right? And I have a few memories.
Lost or changed?
And yeah, I can like for me personally, I lost by the age of 7, I lost, or 10, I lost 3 of the 4 grandparents, I guess.
Yeah, your
And the last one was pretty much insane.
Yeah.
So pretty much lost all of them.
Yes.
For any functional
There
purpose.
there was not there.
Yeah. But I do remember the little. I have a few memories from when I was very little from my grandfather.
Yes.
Not many, but there were good memories.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's something special about for a small young child to learn from this older person, this grandfather, right?
Yeah, the grandfather's role is like eliminated. Also, in the modern thing, or here in Norway, let's talk about Norway.
Yeah.
It's an interesting country to study. It's hard for us Norwegian to really study it because we're too close.
Yes.
But we have 62% of our GDP are spent by public sector. I think it's the highest number in the world. Maybe some of the Arab states, all oil states, have a similar figure.
Maybe.
But
yeah. So
they do it.
Club.
But they do it differently.
Yeah, for sure.
But they do passivate the whole public or the whole civilization or the whole population in a way. But
it's a way to buy people off in a way.
So what we have done, we have taken out almost all personal relations, father, son, mother, child, grandfather, grandmother, kids. All these things are taken out and the state has jumped in instead. With kindergarten, I think all kids now go to kindergarten from their 1 year.
Yeah, and
mostly.
You can. I don't. That's not by law. You don't have to. But you have the cultural thing.
The culture push.
And anyone, you ask anyone in Norway.
Yes.
And their reflexive comment back, because this is interesting. Because in culture, you usually have what people say who haven't thought about it.
Yep.
Because they all have something to say.
Yeah.
And that's usually a one-liner, and it's the same thing for everybody.
Yes.
And on the kindergarten or like daycare for small kids, it's the same message. It's you have to socialize the children.
Yes.
That's the reason why. If you don't do it, how are you going to socialize them, the poor kids, right? And that's the message everybody gives you who haven't thought about it, which is the justifier. That's how we justify
that you
outsourcing daycare.
Outsource to raise your kids.
Yeah, and making and the more cynical perspective is that this is the one way to how you can make it a market and make it economics.
Yep.
Because if granddad was watching the child, you didn't pay the granddad cash.
No.
It wasn't a monthly fee from your family. You got
it's outside the money economy.
Yeah, so you made the market.
Yes,
and that's with daycare, and on the other side,
when you're old.
Yes.
So
when the kids usually watch the old ones at
home.
Right?
You give your kid to the state.
Yeah, on the justification that they need to be socialized by strangers.
Yes,
which is a super weird.
But you also have this that the birth rate and there is a lot of single kids or maybe 2. So there is not like these siblings that they can socialize between themselves.
Of course, if you're an only child.
And all the rest of the child
all day?
The rest of the children are also in the kindergarten.
Yeah,
so you don't have any options.
Make it very difficult.
Yeah, very difficult.
The other thing.
You really have to, You
have to have a tribe.
Yeah, a tribe.
Yeah.
And also the role for grandparents are marginalized because they are not part of the education anymore.
Because you made the next cultural story is that if you live with your family, you are a loser.
Yes.
Full stop.
Full stop. Strange.
And then it's like,
and then
I don't have daycare or elderly care.
Yeah.
Shit. I got to work 3 jobs because I got to pay for my kids and for my old mama.
And then pray to God that the state will deliver what it's promised.
And then you might not, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
And I think daycare and elderly care, sometimes it's
interesting because right and left, because the left sides are very, focused on social care, equal distribution, everybody. And in a way, the family is disturbing because it's you cannot say it's equal. And some families are doing better. But if everybody are served by the state, then you can measure it out in, the same portions to everybody. You get 200 grams of this,
Everybody
or you get the kindergarten, you get the school and everything. And they say, but it's usually wrapped in. It's a good thing, and we do it to help.
Yeah, it is. The trick, right? You play the trick that because for some people it is a very good thing.
Of course.
But then you apply it to everybody, and that's the trick.
But at the end of the day, everybody complains because the state doesn't have a heart.
Of course, because what you did was marry a truth to a lie. You said this truth thing, which was that it's very good to help people who don't have anything.
Yes,
which is true.
Yes.
Good for everybody.
Yeah.
If you don't have a place, you have no relatives to take care of you. It's very good that we take care of you. And then you say, you shouldn't be with your relatives because we should take care of you.
Yeah. So you turned around and everybody needs the state.
Yeah. And then of course you need the state because you're not allowed almost.
The alternative.
The structure isn't there.
Because
it's just super weird.
This 3 generation thing is like actually a holy axis because if the grandparents could be participating in raising the kids, the children,
sure.
The grandparents are also fucked because they're not interested because they should go on vacations and take new photos of themselves in the sunset with Campari drinks.
Is that really what they want to do?
They
really?
hate it because they're not happy in it. And they pretend still to be young, and it's actually meaningless. And go around in jeans.
Now you're gonna be 20.
Yeah, now you're really sexy.
Now you're 20.
You're hot. You're hot,
clubbing.
Yes,
it's weird.
It's weird.
But of course, you gotta fill the void if you don't have the things that you're like supposed to.
And when there's a lot of discussion on like how to be a grandparent these days. Because it's split families and it's step grandfathers or semi grandmothers and they're
not living there
and trying to come in and trying to do a difference and have rivals, and the only thing they can come and give is like more sugar.
Yes, only like sugar dealer. That's your role.
Yeah, that's your role.
It's a sad reduction.
Big box of
I got
candy.
Yeah.
Because you cannot, come in and that's what I'm saying now. You cannot interfere in the raising of the children,
and
because then you're dismantling the mother and the father in a way, and they don't know how to do it either.
Well, you would assume that someone who has lived longer and done it before might know a few things.
Should.
And that's supposed to be that way, right?
Yes.
But then you run into the problem of the modern age is that, in my opinion, the problem is that since the achievement of becoming old is less, it's less difficult to get older. So in the times of old,
Yes.
if you had someone who was really old, they were like, wow.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
sensation.
Sensation. We need to, whatever you can
You-
teach us,
whatever
please.
good, yes.
We'd like to know. But
And
now
it didn't suck all your resources because there was a few of them.
there was it's few, and they were necessary.
Yes.
But in the modern age, we touched on this before too. You don't have
You just stack
the
them
older
up.
generation doesn't teach the younger what to do for a living.
No.
So you kind of lost the whole thing,
Yep.
which was that's the fundamental.
Yeah.
How to live.
And they don't and that to learn you're
There's no
wanting is to live on the practical sense, like making your living, or
Yeah, if you live in a hunter society,
but also in to learn how to be how to be a human, or how to be
how to live a good life,
yeah.
right?
and how to and that philosophy
That is how to
comes
live a
with
good life.
experience.
That's the whole point of philosophy.
Yeah, and we are all shaped by what's happening around us.
Indeed.
And and parents, grandparents, they should have a better incentive, because there is something close. It's more heart, and it's more also skin in the game, to put that word. That is something that belongs to you, or something that's important for you. And of course, it's so much easier to boss around with people if they're lonely and single.
Of course, they're desperate.
Yes, and that's what you see now in the West, when we have all this immigration, and they come in, so they stick to their rules and try to avoid. In a way, it's interesting.
In a way, I understand why, because
Yes,
some of
me too.
this Western way of doing things might not be the very smart way of doing things.
No, it's like if you have problems with raising your children, and you do a stupid thing in Norway, then the state come and take the child away from you. And people think that's a smart institution.
Yeah, most people haven't experienced that, so that they might think that's on paper a good thing. If you save a kid, okay, good.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You marry a truth to a lie, because sometimes it's not about saving the kid necessarily.
So just to sum it up, if you really want to study how a super wealthy, actually from all variables, the most successful state on earth in many terms, Norway, are doing it, when you just eliminate the civil society, take away the families and the private sector, and just make everything a state enterprise.
You make people not very strong to rebel, basically.
See,
right?
time will show. Maybe not in my time, but in your time,
Because
we will see the consequence.
If you think about it, all that resources spent,
Yes.
making all this happen, building child care, elderly care, or the whole system, it's very costly. It's very expensive.
Very.
You could say that you could use those resources to say, we'll now build communities.
But you can say...
You could do that.
Yeah.
And
but you can
places,
say
right?
in a way that people are voting with their feet because they don't make many children. So it's like an environment, they don't want to have children, or the culture is not...
Sadly, you can manipulate people. And that's what's happening, in my opinion. Through media, through cultural, like movies, TV shows, you can present an ideal as a very positive thing.
But that's the next challenge again for you. It's like, okay, step up your game and start making kids.
Yeah. I think that's a good challenge.
Yeah, that's a real challenge, because
how you sell that out and about? Like, hey, I got a challenge to you.
Dude, yeah.
You wanna
Maybe through
make
this podcast, because there's always been women that are very attracted to crazy guys because some of these, really heavy criminals, murders and something get a lot of love letters.
Sure, they're out there,
Yes.
and in prison. That's a plus.
But maybe you don't. Maybe I don't want. Maybe that's not the way to go.
No, we'll see. No, but I'm feeling that phase in life is becoming more appealing and
That's good.
desirable.
That's good news.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that we in the West are above a reproduction rate all around. It's like some differences
below.
yes.
Yeah.
But now when we have this conflict, Israel versus the Palestinians
Yeah.
and the Gaza Strip.
Mm-hmm.
The Gaza Strip is 2.2 million people.
Okay.
The median age is 24.
Yep. Okay.
It's only, I think it's more
Quite
than
low.
40% that's under 24.
Yeah. So like.
I think even more, 40% that's like
Right.
18 and younger. And so they are living in a super harsh environment.
Mm-hmm.
50% unemployment. They call the Gaza Strip an outdoor prison, the whole setup. And they reproduce enormously.
Well, you're back to there's no welfare. The only thing that can
There's
save
like
you
nothing.
is kids.
But there's enough food, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. But the
that's-
only thing that can save you is kids.
And that's a culture thing.
So your safety net is children. This is the same everywhere
it's-
where there
it's
is
back.
poverty,
But yeah.
because your only thing you can count on is.
But you can
having
also
enough
say
kids.
on an aggregate level that their safety net is their volume.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's
Because
why you have 12 kids.
Yeah. If they had a birth
Maybe-
rate of 1.2,
Yeah,
there maybe would be peace
yeah, and this is what
because people got older and wiser and
that's what demographics show is that as long as you give the women better living standards,
Yes.
give them some education,
yes,
their incentive for having 12 children is gone.
disappear.
They'll have
Disappear.
3, 2.
Yes. So it's a combination of
And
this,
health, of course. So they live.
This the total society and also the religion are, all religions are very against birth control, basically. Is there any religion that's really favoring birth control?
That's a good question. I think if you label abstinence as a birth control, they're
Yes.
very for.
Yeah.
So it depends how you do it.
No, they
But
want
they're
the
not-
sexuality to be framed in a family.
These
or-
books and these traditions weren't made when you had chemicals that
No,
could
no,
do
no.
this.
No,
They're
no.
not up to date.
No, we have to rewrite them.
This is the cultural challenge, and
Yes.
I think that's. I think we should maybe next time do that one, which is the big one, right? How the world changed. It's a fascinating thing. And
It's
the
super fascinating, and it's so fast, and we are like it's the autobahn experience. You have driven on the autobahn.
Yeah.
For you that don't know,
Basically.
German has these autobahns that is like these
Highways,
super
yeah.
highways, and they practice no speed limit.
Yeah, some places.
Yeah, now they started to put some speed
Less and
limits, less and less.
Yeah.
But they have still some free.
And this is how Germans value that they are free.
Yes, they don't have guns.
We are
they have,
free.
Yeah,
We can drive as fast as
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And if you drive on the autobahn and you are in the left lane and you go for 200 kilometers, like for hours, you get used to it. And then when you're like down to 100 kilometers, it's like, wow, this is slow. So our capacity to adapt to those extreme situations, it's amazing.
It is.
I lost my point.
You lost your point. I'll give you a point.
Yes.
And I think we will end there, and we'll do some of that next time.
Yes.
And it's that religion now is lagging the culture.
Yes.
Meaning are behind what's in the culture, much in the same way that you have culture lagging science or
Yes.
the development because it's so quick.
Yeah, culture laying
Technology.
reality.
Yeah, you call it the culture lag.
Yes.
When culture is behind technology.
Yes.
Like in the cinemas, when I was growing up, they had to tell people, turn off your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk in the phone during the film.
That you don't do anymore
You don't have to warn people.
because they know.
Now the culture has caught up.
Yes.
But that took 5-10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the same way, now you have the problem of religion is so behind what the culture is doing because of all this technology, all this birth control, all these things are just messing up the whole foundation.
Yep.
So that the religion needs a lot of time to catch up here.
Yeah, and sort it out.
Yeah, how to...
And get if there is some, eternal values to reformulate them in the modern context.
Yeah, because in a way, many ways, I perceive religion is just what's the best practices.
Yes.
A healthy religion is best practices for its time. Then it's a healthy, vibrant religion. Because don't do that, you're going to have a good life.
Yeah. So if you want to eat meat, it has to be halal.
Yeah, because at that time, when you didn't have a refrigerator
Yes.
and knew what germs were at the butcher shop,
Yes.
it's a very good idea.
Yes.
Don't eat pig because you could just suddenly die.
Yeah.
This is all good rules at the time.
Yes. Yes.
But now the technology has showed us different things and why.
Yes.
So you don't
But
have that problem.
then it's,
Nobody dies from
but then-
eating.
But then it's got more like an
poisoned pork.
identity marker.
Yeah, because it has no purpose no more.
No. But it
Other
shows
than showing who's who.
Yeah. Which
course.
tribe I belong to.
Because nobody, I can tell you, in Norway we eat a lot of pork
Yes.
and nobody dies from it.
And the Vikings, they didn't have any eating rules, did they?
I'm sure they did
Yes.
have some, like, because
But they were
like seafood, some seafood can be very dangerous. Poisonous if you leave it too long and all this. So
Yes.
I'm sure, but the sad thing about the Viking era is that they didn't write shit down.
No.
So we don't know.
Maybe it's a good thing.
But in my humble opinion, the
They had something
religions are all
good.
basically philosophy. It's how
Yes.
to live a life with a story, so you have the meaning.
Yes.
Here's your purpose.
Yes.
How to live. Why to live.
And
this
now
is the way.
the modern story is very chaotic.
Yeah,
It's
you
from
gotta
there is no
reinvent.
story, there is no value, everybody can invent their value. You are what you want to be, nothing is right, nothing is wrong, nothing is bad, nothing is good.
Yeah, it's a very strange times. I think we should continue on that topic the next time, and
Try to be
like the Chinese proverb, may you and your children live in interesting times.
yes,
It's a curse.
it's a curse.
It's a longer curse too.
Yes.
But yeah, but it's interesting.
It's interesting times. Okay,
so
guys.
goodbye.
Bye.